Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tom Beal. I will be the MC at Commission Expo, and it is my unique honor and pleasure to have with us here today one of the guest speakers who's going to be presenting at Commission Expo, the one and only Nick James. Nick, thanks for being with us today.
Tom, thanks for inviting me along. And you know what? I'm really excited about Commission Expo and meeting up with you guys in Orlando in a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's good to be here.
Absolutely. And the funny part about this is, and this is one of the benefits of attending live events, is even though this internet marketing community is fairly small, you're in the same pond, but sometimes you don't cross paths with people for years. So Nick and I were just actually catching up on how long of an amazing journey it's been and how we both go back to an original first mentor. And it's an honor that our paths have finally crossed. And you're going to benefit from that when you are able to attend the live event of Commission Expo. But Nick, for those who may not know you yet, I mean, I'm so excited, and Omar and Melinda are so excited as to have you on stage because you have such a depth of knowledge and wisdom, and it's a wide variety of what we could choose as to what you're going to present on. But for those who don't know you, could you give people a brief overview of your journey and how you've not only helped you and your family's life, but helped so many others on this journey of being an entrepreneur in the internet marketing community?
Right, sure. I mean, why not? Let's really dip back into that because my journey first started back in 2001. And when I made my first sale online, I actually used to drive people to a website with traditional direct mail. I mean, you don't have to do any of that kind of stuff now. Mm-hmm. People had to fill in order forms where they were manually processed. You know, you don't have to do any of that now. It's all automated. And we were selling, cassette tapes, C60, C90 cassette tapes, Betamax, VHS videos, that kind of thing. So we've seen a huge lot of changes over the years. But essentially, I've been selling information and software online since 2001. Software originally that I had other people develop, information products that other people wrote or I licensed. And then as my journey progressed, obviously I created my own products because then I had some knowledge and some information of my own to impart to other people. I was an affiliate for other people. And likewise, I now play both sides of the game. I promote for other people and they promote for me. So in terms of what's been able to happen, I mean, it's changed my life beyond all belief because I'm not somebody that is amazingly academic or talented. In fact, when I was 11 years old, I was told I was dyslexic. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't read or write, but what it does mean is reading and writing for me means I need quiet. I need to fully concentrate. So I'm not by any means the sharpest tool in the box. But what happened at a chance meeting was somebody who was driving a very nice car told me he was an information publisher. He was selling courses, home study courses, books, tapes, manuals, that kind of thing, ring binders. And he took me under his wing and he showed me a little bit about this. And he introduced me to the likes of Corey Rudel that had the Internet Marketing Center, a recluse called Bill Myers, who was living on a farm in Arkansas at the time, and a couple of other people who were just regular down-to-earth, ordinary people that we all had this same realization that here was a model, here was a business, here was an idea that for the first time, our income was not related to the number of hours we work in a day. Mm-hmm. It was related to the number of widgets or mousetraps or ebooks that were sold each day, or the number of those things that we could introduce to other people and say, would you like to buy what I have for sale today? Or would you like to buy what this guy has for sale today? And all of a sudden, my income shot up. I mean, I was earning probably on the minimum wage in the UK at the time, maybe 12,000 a year back in 2001. And, I've had days where, I remember actually in 2002, 2003, where I earned that in a day. I mean, it completely changed my life around. But listen, as you know, Tom, this is not get rich quick, but it's just about the fact there is a different model, that it's not linked to the number of hours in a day that you work. And it's changed my life beyond belief. I mean, I've been able to put my kids through private school. We live exactly in the house that we want to live in. We take holidays where we want to go. We look after our parents and our grandparents. And it's completely a different life than the one I think that was set out for me when I left school. So it really has changed. And it's strange what you're saying about events because, you can read a lot of things in books and you can learn a lot from watching videos. But, there's a real magic that happens when you actually spend time in the presence of somebody that's achieved what it is you want to do. So and I went to those kind of events and those workshops, and it really was the thing that really helped me to push through and reach what I call your epiphany moment, when you make that first sale, that first commission, that first dollar, that first British pound, or whatever it is you're selling. And it was a live event that helped me to do that.
You hit on so many great points. My mind was just reminiscing. You've been in it around the same time I started entering into searching, like how to get the results I was trying to get with my business in the online world. 2001, 2002, played around with it, dabbled in it, but then went full time in 06. So you were like the grandfather to the grandfather to the grandfather. I mean, you're right there at the beginning. So
I don't know. That makes me sound odd. I mean, I think just call me retro. That's kind of
retro,
right. But you're right. We've seen a lot of changes. But you know what? We've seen a lot of things remain the same as well, and that is the fact that this business is very forgiving. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter whether you've been trying to do this for a number of years or you're brand new to this. It doesn't matter your location. As long as you have a laptop and you have an internet connection and you have a desire to succeed, you can follow instructions and you can ask for help. You can do this.
Yep. That was the other part. Like, and thanks for reiterating that. I mean, like you said, like, look, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed either. And I resonated with that story. Like, you don't have to be the rocket scientist. You don't have to be the physics or engineer. You can just be someone, like you said, that has determination, desire, drive, and the willingness to learn. And you touched on the key that helped me is finding those mentors. And I too found Internet Marketing Center and found Corey Rudel, and was like, wow, the dude's pretty smart, but he doesn't seem that much smarter than me, right? Like if he can do this, and he shared it with others, like if he can do it. And then back then we saw Jermaine Griggs, who was a student, who now has gone on to do tremendous things as well. Look, if they can do it, I think I can do it too. And then you hit on the key. When you attend a live event and you rub shoulders and you break bread and you meet with other people who are like, wow, they're just a down-to-earth regular person too, with that desire, with that determination, with that willingness to learn. And it kind of clicks like, aha, if I can do it, I can do it. And then you go get that first sale, like you said, whoa, if I can get one, I can get 5, I can get 10. And it just grows and grows and grows with that discipline, determination, and commitment to sticking to it.
I think there's something else that happens as well when you meet somebody live in person. You can look them in the eye, you can shake their hand. I think we all broadcast our message in different ways. Maybe it's the things that we say, maybe it's our mannerisms or our facial expressions and things. And I think sometimes when there's a sales letter, a traditional long form letter, where you have to scroll and scroll and scroll, maybe you can't feel all of the emotion. Or maybe the same is true of the sales video, or maybe it's not really true on a webinar if the camera's not on. But there's something that magically happens when you can actually feel the sincerity and the desire to help when you meet somebody that will transfer over to you. The other thing as well is these events, these opportunities to network. It's not just about learning from somebody who has achieved something that you want to achieve yourself. It's all about the camaraderie and the networking of everybody. And as I think back, all of the people that I've done joint ventures with, I met at a live event. So if somebody was to say, why should I get on a plane? Why should I drive for hours to go to Commission Expo? It's because I really don't think you get that camaraderie on a webinar. You don't get that camaraderie through an email relationship or a Facebook relationship or something. The magic really does happen when you meet somebody face to face. And I'm a huge fan of doing that.
Yep.
And that's why, I mean, my wife and I, we work together. We're about 40 miles west of London, and we're always getting on flights. And something really funny, Tom, happened we were in the car. We were being driven to London Heathrow Airport to get on a plane to fly 5,000 miles to go to either Orlando or Atlanta. And I had an email from a customer, and we were going to have a meeting in London, maybe a 3 or 4 weeks time. And the customer was literally saying, "You expect me to go from the central London to London Heathrow Airport? You expect me to leave London to attend this event?" And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you've got no hope of succeeding, because I'm currently in a car to the airport to get on a plane to go 5,000 miles. That's how much I'm prepared to go. But you're not even prepared to go 20 miles down the road to meet me. That's kind of crazy.
Right.
So it just made me smile, just as I get ready to do this trip, because we're flying into you. So it's going to take us an 8-hour flight, and we're going to do it because no matter where you are in your business, I mean, and remember, I've been doing this since 2001, like you, a long time. But So even if you're advanced, it doesn't take more than a couple of golden nuggets for that somebody is either going to say in a casual conversation or in a presentation they're going to make from stage. And it could be the difference between making extra 50, 7,500, 200 grand.
Correct.
You know, to the advanced person. Now, they don't need to know everything, but that one idea is like, oh my goodness, you know, that's just paid for the whole trip. Or maybe that one meeting with somebody over a drink, you know, it makes the whole thing worthwhile. And that's why we keep doing it again and again and again. And as we do that, our business just continues to grow.
100% agree. Same thing with me. All the joint venture partners that I've done that have been significant were people that we met at a live event. And the same aha moment, regardless if I was at the novice level, intermediate, or advanced, there was that one aha moment, like, whoa, the whole event was worthwhile because of that. Right. And it can be that one aha epiphany, or it can be that one meeting that you made, or a combination of those. But if you're not there, you miss out. So I can guarantee you this, just in the brief time that Nick and I have chatted here, I'm super excited to meet him face to face. Like you said, yeah, we can do this now, video and FaceTime and all this, but there's a next level of having that conversation face to face, breaking bread, sharing a drink, having those conversations. I know just by you choosing to be at Commission Expo, it would pay for itself from what you're going to gain from what Nick's going to be sharing from stage, and from the opportunity to network with him and his wife, who have the vast amount of experience and have helped so many people that, you know, have been students of Nick and his wife. So you can't lose. Now, Nick, you're also going to be presenting from stage. So yes, there's going to be the networking, there's going to be all that greatness and all the conversations where epiphanies and aha moments can occur, but people will want their pen and paper handy, because I'm excited to hear, I don't even know at this point, but with your diverse knowledge and what you could choose to share, I'm excited. What is going to be the topic of your presentation at Commission Expo?
Well, I want to help people with affiliate marketing, and I want to dispel some myths, and I want to obliterate some really bad information that's going around for anyone that's new to affiliate marketing. Everyone that is teaching affiliate marketing is always teaching it from the point of view of the seller of the product recruiting an affiliate. Okay, and I want you to think about this as you're just listening back to this video. Are you following the instructions that somebody that has created a product wants you to follow, and you're promoting their thing? Because if they are, I guarantee they're not telling you what's right for you, they're telling you what's right for their business. So I'm going to spin that completely on its head and be teaching a system that's right for you as the individual affiliate, because there is one critical thing that you need to be concentrating on way before you're worrying about making your first sale or your first commission online. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're starting from square one, absolute zero in terms of list, you've got a very tight, as I call it, a shoestring budget. I'm going to show you how you can get exposure for that affiliate offer, you know, not just 1, 2, but 3,000 people right off the bat for free to give you a leg up. Will this make you $1,000 in commission? No, it probably won't. But will it give you that belief in the system, that epiphany moment where you make your first dollar, your first 10, your first 100 bucks? Can you scale from that? Of course you can. So I'm going to be sharing that with you. At a more advanced level, there's something that I've been teasing another speaker around. Okay, I took part with a promotion that happened maybe 4-6 weeks ago with a guy called Stephen Alvey. And he said to me, boy, Nick, he said, I can't believe the conversion rate that you're getting on all of these upsells and the conversions rates you're getting through the funnel right now is absolutely amazing. That's because I have a completely white hat, but a sneaky, powerful tip or a technique that I use with JVZoo when I'm working on the JVZoo platform that nobody else knows. Nobody else has even an inkling of what's going on here. And I'm going to be sharing that from stage, and a special piece of software I've created bespokely. I don't even sell this, that I'm going to be sharing with everybody to show them how they can tap into this too. Because it's just a feature of JVZoo that nobody knows about. Nobody understands the power of. And I think it's just my duty to make sure that everyone at Commission Expo gets to know that. And I'm not going to be talking about it on a webinar, and I'm not going to be talking about it on a free Facebook Live. But believe me, you know, when the guy behind a product launch tells you that you have more firepower than some of the biggest people that they thought were in the industry, and it's just down to one secret tip and one little piece of software, it kind of puts a smile on my face, and I know it's going to make a big difference for a lot of people that come along to Commission Expo, and I'm going to be happy to share it. So that's it. And there's something else I want to share as well, And this comes back from my offline marketing days.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it the $10,000 test. It's about a little piece of discipline that you should apply to everything that you do online. Not a lot of people do that, but just by applying this discipline, you're going to see an uplift in the number of people that join your list, join your email list, the number of people that open your emails, and the number of people that click on your links. And it's just down to there's one principle that I call the $10,000 test. So again, that's something that is going to be it's going to be an aha moment, as you call it, or a light bulb moment, as I sometimes write down. I draw pictures of light bulbs in on my notes. They'll make a huge difference to anybody, whether they're beginner, intermediate, or advanced marketing.
Wow. Well, you'll notice me as the MC. I'll be busy introducing the speakers and running around, but you'll also see me sitting down with a pad, writing down those light bulb moments, because I know without a doubt there's going to be at least one, probably 2, 3, or 4 things that I'm going to get from your presentation alone that can help me take my results to that next level. And that's what it's all about: connecting with these people who have been there and done that, and sharing the strategies that are working, and putting other people who are peers in awe, saying, "Whoa, I can't believe how you're outperforming all these others." And it reminds me of back when Mike Filsame and I. So by the way, Stephen Elvey is going to be there as well. So that'll be
right. I know. I'm going to tease him.
Great person, right? He's going to be there. And Mike Filsame is going to be there. Back when Mike and I had our office in Long Island in New York City, when people would come and to our office and see us in action, that is where the light bulb moments would occur. Oh, wait, what did you just say? What did you just do? Like, oh my goodness. They now see that expert in motion, and now that expert's willing to share it. And that's exactly what Nick's going to do for you to help you get from wherever you are to where you want to be. And that can be, as he mentioned, you can be a brand new beginner, you can be intermediate, you can be advanced. Doesn't matter. What he's going to be sharing from stage will help you get there in the quickest, most efficient, most effective manner. And on top of that, it doesn't end there. You aren't the person, Nick, who goes to the event, flies all the way from the UK, and is like, look, I did my presentation, now I'm going to my room to just hang out. No, you're going to be hanging out with the attendees. Right. You're going to be hanging out with the other speakers, because you're going there, yes, to present, yes, to share some information, but you recognize the value of networking. And it's not only the people who are on stage speaking. You can pick up tips, and you can, in conversation, get some of those light bulb moments from the attendees as well. So is that a true statement? You're not going to present and go to your room. You're going to go there and also hang out and meet with all the other speakers and attendees.
That's right. That's exactly why we're coming over. I'm coming over with my wife. She's kind of the silent business partner, if you like. She's the organized one. I'm the one that normally kind of screams and shouts from the rooftops and sends all the emails. My wife's coming with me as well, and we're just going to hang out. We want to meet some great people. And you know what? I mean, I can even reflect back to another event that I attended recently, maybe only back in July, and it was a casual conversation in a bar, which meant that at a flip of a coin, I decided to jump on a plane and go to Atlanta. And I met somebody as a result of a casual conversation that if I hadn't been in the bar, it would never have happened. And as a result of that, we've got a whole new arm of our business, which is going to, I don't want to tempt fate. I've got lots of wood in front of me, but I can't see a reason why it wouldn't bring in another $1 million to our business in the next 12 months, because it's that powerful, the strategy that was shared. If I hadn't had my ears open, if I hadn't been receptive, if I hadn't gone to the bar, then it wouldn't have happened. But let me kind of be really honest about something. This particular event, it took place in Dublin. There were lots of great people that were going to be there, but for some reason, my wife was more keen on going than I was, and she encouraged me. And she booked the tickets, and I was kind of umming and ahhing about it. And I'm so glad that she did that, because contrary to what people might believe about me, I'm not this kind of confident guy that could walk into a bar and make an entrance and waltz up to somebody and kind of make that bold introduction. It's a lot easier when somebody knows who you are and they approach you. Okay, but what I would say is, even if the sort of networking kind of like it fills you with dread, try and push yourself out of your comfort zone, and you'll realize that actually a lot of internet marketers, a lot of digital marketers, authors, speakers, coaches, we're actually recluse. We're actually hermits who work at home. There's a reason we don't go to an office with full of lots of people. It's okay to get out and network and talk to people every once in a while, but then we like to huddle away back to our private little offices. So if that's the way that you are, then actually you'll actually feel quite at home, because that's what that's what a lot of us are like, you know. And I can't speak for you, Tom, because I know we haven't spoken on this level, before, but so many of us, are that kind of character.
Right.
But the fact that I did make that decision to go to Dublin, has had a huge effect, and I'm just so glad that I did that. I was encouraged to go.
Yep. And you hit on some great points that actually reminded me. One time I was at an event back all the way in January 2005, and I had done the networking, actually went into bed. And for some reason, I was tossing and turning. I said, you know what? For some reason, I'm feeling it's time to get back dressed and go back downstairs. And I had a roommate that I didn't know. I actually went to this event, and this is back in January 2005. I was in corporate America, and I didn't have a lot of discretionary income. I was pretty much paycheck to paycheck. And so just choosing to go to that event was a stretch, to say the least, to get the plane ticket. And I went there with only the plane ticket. I didn't even have a hotel room booked. So when I got to where the event was, I'm hanging out in the lobby, and they're like, so are you staying here? Are you staying? I said, actually, I don't have a place to stay. I'm looking for someone who might have an extra bed or an extra couch I can, work out a deal with. And that's how I found this roommate. And the roommate saw me getting dressed. He's like, where are you going? I was like, for some reason, I'm just feeling I'm getting called to go back downstairs. I went downstairs and I met 3 of the speakers who were on stage, who were having a little meeting at the bar, and I joined it. And the conversations led to upcoming business that changed my life. And so what you pointed out was, yes, there's that introvert feeling of like, oh, geez, should I, shouldn't I? But recognize most all the others there have that similar feeling. And the great part about it is there's no level of, hierarchy of, oh, I'm at such a level, I'm a speaker, you can't talk to me. That is not at these events. So by you choosing to be there, there will be the openness of being able to enter those conversations. And who knows, some friendships may occur, some possible joint venture partnerships may come from that. And at the very least, some aha moments, some light bulb moments, and some great conversations will occur. But it can't happen if you're not there. So, Nick, for people who maybe are in a situation like I was in January 2005, like, man, I'd love to be there. I'd love to learn from Nick. I'd love to meet everybody else. But man, it's a little tight right now. Or they just haven't made that decision to make the choice to get their ticket and be there. What advice could you help share with them to push them over that edge and just go for it, and how that can unlock the future?
Well, I think that we look at a method of learning, okay? Mm-hmm. And yes, you can learn from books and you can learn from watching videos, and we're all full of good intentions when we buy digital home study courses, digital products, download it. We know that hardly any of them get unzipped. We're full of enthusiasm when we make a purchase, and then as a friend of mine has said recently, chili was ready. Right. The fact was, dinner was ready. You had to lay the table, sit down with the family, and all of a sudden, it's like somebody stuck a pen in all of your enthusiasm, and they just don't get around to something. Here's something that going to an event will do for you. Mm-hmm. It forces consumption, because you know what? We have all these different names and terms for it about shelf development, when things sit on a shelf and doesn't get read. But when you come to an event, you have to consume, because you're consuming in real time. Mm-hmm. So there is a method of learning, which is actually being in the presence of somebody that's actually teaching a system or product or a method or a strategy or something that forces you to learn at the same rate as they're talking. Mm-hmm. So I firmly believe you'll get more value out of attending this one event than you would out of buying 100 ebooks on ClickBank or some throwaway kind of rubbish, or the next whiz bang fad that's happening because someone thinks there's a launch. I would say just draw a line on something and say, do you know what? I'm going to be a marketer. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to be an action taker, a doer. I'm not going to be necessarily one of these people that passively is involved in this business. Mm-hmm. I'm going to, put my, make a commitment to myself, mm-hmm. and actually come away from this and do something. Yep. And I think that's what it takes. If you're prepared to make that commitment, great things are going to happen. And I just want to refer back to an email that I read yesterday from a customer or a subscriber, should I say, and a customer who bought a book of mine recently. I've released a book, he got hold of it, and now I'm doing a follow-up to that book, because that's what we do as marketers. We sell a product and we say, would you like this to go with that? And he said to me, I haven't got round to reading your book yet. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, I haven't got any money. And I'm thinking, do you think the two things might be connected? Because if you hadn't read the book yet, that might be why you haven't got started. So, and it just kind of made me smile, because I think at the end of the day, we need to make this commitment to ourselves that, if you need to follow through with this, if you make a promise to yourself that you're going to take some action, you're going to meet an amazing array of people that can help you with all aspects of your online business. They're all in one place at the same time.
Right.
This opportunity will never, ever happen again. I mean, there may be other events, but the fact that all of these particular marketers are going to be in the same place at the same time are going to be there on demand for you should you have any questions, and they're going to be completely approachable. It's going to be a missed opportunity if you don't grasp that with both hands. I say you can't learn this kind of stuff from a book, because the book can't just talk back to you. So I would do that, and I would definitely say that. And I'd say if we're prepared to fly in from another country, and maybe you've got a 4-hour drive, maybe you're going to get on a flight, it's going to take you a couple of hours on a flight, it's well worth doing. We're going to fly in, by the way, on the Tuesday. We're going to land, we'll be tired, but we're going to be around all day Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, I reckon there's the pool party, so we'll go off and we'll do that. And then we fly home Monday. So we're making a week of it. We're going to be around. We're going to be available at all times. Come up, say hi. And, I reckon it's just going to be a very well worthwhile experience that could be the thing, the turning point that changes things for you. So come along.
Absolutely. And as Nick mentioned, he and his wife flying all the way from the UK. So that takes away any excuses. Like, look, if it's worth it to fly from there, take the drive, take the small flights to be there. But it really boils down to you making that commitment. Like Nick, you just pointed out, like the book, if you don't open it, you're not going to get the wisdom in there. If you don't get that commitment started, saying, yes, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at Commission Expo. I'm going to meet Nick. I'm going to meet Tom. I'm going to meet all the amazing speakers, all the amazing attendees. And that's going to be the turning point for me. Make that choice and watch how, just as live events have transformed my life, have transformed Nick's, and most all other speakers at this event, it will do the same for you. So choose to be there at Commission Expo. There's a link here on the page. Get your ticket now. Nick and myself and all the rest of the attendees and speakers look forward to meeting you in Orlando, September 25th through 29th. Any final words, Nick, for this conversation?
I gave you about 3 or 4 things I'm going to share with you. There's going to be tons more as well. Remember the $10,000 test, that sneaky trick, the thing that everyone's telling you the wrong, that I'm going to show you how to make it right for you as an affiliate. These are things you're not going to learn anywhere else. So you go and click that button, and I look forward to seeing you, shaking your hand, and even buying you a drink. I want to see you at Commission Expo.
Awesome. We'll see you there. Thanks a lot, Nick. I look forward to seeing you in Orlando.